It is my honor as your facilitator of the JRT program to introduce your class champion, a member of the community who has walked this journey alongside of you, who has helped you with your practice interviews, who has mentored you and been a friend both inside the classroom and in breakout rooms. David Shapiro is a local San Diego attorney who has supported Second Chance both online and in the real world, and it's my pleasure to introduce your class champion for final remarks.
Thank you, Rebecca. Just take a moment to appreciate what just happened and the accomplishments of the past 4 weeks, the past 120 hours that the 10 of you have been able to go through and overcome and are now graduates of this Second Chance program. You know, we're towards the end of August, and I was thinking to myself when some of you were speaking and when some of the case managers were speaking, like, oh my God, am I really going to cry on Zoom? And I thought to myself, I said, when was the last time I was this emotional about anything? You know, the last 6 months or so have sort of numbed us down to the world, what's going on. And I thought about it, and I went back to class 232's graduation in December when I was a class champion for 232. And I remember looking at Rebecca before, and the two of us were about to cry. And during the ceremony, there's not a dry eye in the place. And it's good to feel that emotion with such pride. For so many of you that I have not, at least not yet, had the opportunity to meet in person due to these circumstances that we all find ourselves in. You know, the other day earlier this week, when Rob Armstrong spoke to you all, he talked about take an opportunity to appreciate and reflect on this moment. And you know, I really cannot agree with that anymore, right? It is amazing what you've been able to accomplish through things and so many elements that are not within your control. You know, what happens with the coronavirus, you can't control. You can only do your part. What happens to the job market, you can't control. You can only really do your part. So, you know, there are so many things beyond our control, but the things that we can control, you, me, everyone, 2 things for the purpose of this talk. We've heard it. One is your effort. Keep that effort up, day in, day out, what you've done the last 4 weeks. That doesn't end today. That effort has to continue Monday, Tuesday, next week, next month, whether you have a job Monday morning, whether you won't have a job for 3 weeks. That effort has to be maintained. Second thing that you need to carry with you after today is that mindset. We have talked so much about a professional mindset. I think it was back in week 1. And, you know, what is a professional mindset? Remember, we had that breakout room where we all talked about it. And a professional mindset is what you've all developed, assuming you didn't have it 4 weeks ago. You sure have it now. We've seen it. We've seen it in the way you dress. We've seen it in the way you approach the class. We've seen it in your vision for the future, to be open to possibilities. You know, a lot of times whenever I speak to a graduation class of JRT, I talk about something that's a mindset thing that I carry with me personally and professionally. And that's a saying of no days off, right? Now, what does that really mean? You know, you hear that in sports. You know, Bill Belichick, the coach of the New England Patriots, talks about that. No days off, no days off. Well, you know, in reality, listen, we all need days off, right? No one's working 365 days a year. But what I say to you is that's that professional mindset. No days off with that professional mindset, whether you're at work, whether you're at the grocery store, whether you're taking a 2-hour nap, doesn't matter. Your mindset stays with you, bettering yourself so you can help others at work, at school, in your community. Bettering yourself, keeping that professional mindset with you every day. No days off. There's a saying that, you know, how we do anything is how we do everything. And think about that. Think about how you did stuff maybe 4 years ago, 4 months ago, 4 weeks ago. and how you're going to do things in the future, and how that's going to be indicative of that new mindset that you've all worked so hard in fine-tuning, and in some instances, having to develop from scratch. We also talked a lot about making decisions from a place where you want to be, not where you've been. And that's indicative of what we were just talking about with the tassel, going from the past to the future. So, we all know your story, and no one knows your story better than yourself. And we know what the alternatives of not having that professional mindset are, what the alternatives are of not managing your effort and controlling things you can control and doing the best you can. And none of us want you to go there. And I know you would not have come 120 hours, 4 weeks, and growth far beyond that time commitment to go back to the way things were. You have said in your own words that you have obtained newfound confidence in job interviews, in the ability to speak up and value your voice, value who you are, who you have always been. And you had confidence that you gave yourself a second chance. And I think to a T, each and every one of you thanked yourself, and that's essential, right? Because whether it's your mother, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's your child, whether it's your former employer, whatever, they could give you as many chances as they may have given you. But until you gave yourself that second chance, until you did this for you, you wouldn't have been able to accomplish what you've accomplished in 4 weeks, and you won't be able to accomplish all the amazing things that you're going to accomplish in the future. As a class, you have turned from the mindset of the past being, somebody said, the whole world should suffer with me, to now the world is not against me. You've changed your mindset entirely and acknowledged, in some instances for the first time, that each and every one of you deserves something better than what you've had in the past. And you need to find that and continue that motivation. But it's got to be for you first. It's got to be for you first. I could tell you, as a father, as a husband, and as a business owner, if I'm not putting in the effort and the time to be better in here and in here, I'm letting my wife down. I'm letting my daughter down. I'm letting my business down. And I'm letting everybody that my business can help and affect, I'm letting them down. So you got to take care of yourself first and maintain that moving forward. So in conclusion, I say to you, Aurelio, Bianca, Daniel, David, Jean, Peter, Russell, Tommy, William, and Wendy. If you remember one thing that I said in the last 4 weeks, including this time here, remember this: the 10 of you did not come this far to only come this far. Okay? Enjoy this today. Enjoy this weekend. Get back to work on Monday and keep building on this new future that you've enabled yourself to have. I am so proud of each and every one of you, and I cannot wait, whether it's 2 months from now or 3 months from now, or who knows, when I can all meet you in person and tell you in person how thankful and how appreciative I am of the opportunity to work with you. Because over these past couple of months, for all of us, there's been that void where, we're not going to court a lot as a criminal defense attorney. I feel like I'm really not doing anything that's helping people. And you've enabled me to do that. You've enabled me to have that feeling again these past 4 weeks. So I thank all of you. And I wish all of you nothing but the absolute best in the future. Thank you all very much, and congratulations.